Today was an up and down day. We had some wins today, but we also had some rough patches today. And so Aaron and I kind of wanted to talk about those, particularly on the engineering side. So yeah, Aaron, we talked a little bit about what it means to have new guys on Rails, and what kind of hurdles we've encountered because of that.
Yeah, so I mean, most of the team is pretty new to Rails, like a couple days experience, maybe read a few blog posts here and there. We've got one guy that's a little bit more veteran, but unfortunately he's not able to be as involved. And so we've been running into several things just from lack of experience with it, and just kind of lack of time to go read all of the books that we should have read and Railscast we should have watched and that sort of thing. So we'll run into some things like we should have pluralized this here and not there, and vice versa. And it costs us some time, and we're also kind of running into issues with some of the plugins where we'll find a small bug here and there that's something really should work one way, but it just straight up doesn't, and so we got to work around it. And so that's been kind of frustrating because it's all new to us. So having to trace through gem code from plugins that we're using is lots of fun. But in the end, we're making progress. It's just not going quite as quickly as I would have liked.
Sure. So when we started the project, one of our goals was definitely to enable some of the guys to learn something new, right? Either on the customer development or company biz dev side, but also on the technical side, right? So clearly, we wanted to do something in Rails for that reason. But if we didn't want to do something in Rails, knowing that our strengths almost entirely lie in .NET, do you think it would have been faster or smarter to jump in .NET?
Yeah, I mean, I was one of the ones who really wanted to learn Rails and kind of use this as the opportunity to get some real-world experience with it. And so, for me, I don't regret the choice. That said, if our goal was just to get it done as quickly as possible and remove all impediments and take some of the fun out of it, then I think yeah, it would have made more sense to do .NET. I mean, most of us have at least 5 up to 10 plus years experience with .NET. So I think that even though Rails is supposed to be faster once you kind of know it, .NET for us, for our actual team, would have been quite a bit quicker, especially in the beginning.
So just to be clear, you're going on the record and saying .NET is a superior language to Rails, right?
When you have 10 years.
No, that's all the time we have. I'm sorry. That's it. You said it. You committed yourself. Please send flame mail to aaron@oncompare.com. All right. The last thing that we wanted to talk about was some of the shortcuts. Like that, obviously Rails does a lot of magic for us behind the scenes, or can do a lot of magic for you behind the scenes if you know how to wave the wand. But we've been talking about making some shortcuts and kind of like skipping out on some of that magic. Can you talk a little bit about like when we're going to do that and under what circumstances?
Well, I mean, it's not really shortcuts. I mean, it's kind of more basically we're in situations where the magic isn't quite doing what we want, especially with some of the gems we're using, and so you kind of have to hack it, or you have to know like the appropriate way to do what you're trying to do. And sometimes there is a way, sometimes there isn't. It just sometimes you'll find a blog post that explains exactly what you're looking for, and other times you won't. And so if we're kind of finding that, okay, this thing doesn't do exactly what I want, let's just forget it. Let's just go back and write it the normal way.
the non-magic way. Yeah.
The download a gem and you're good to go way. Supposedly writing it would take longer, but it seems to take a decent amount of time to learn some of these.
Perhaps we should be copying and pasting more code. I found that to be an excellent way to develop.
I know you have.
All right. Thanks, man. Get some sleep tonight.
You too. Better.